it is a dragon.
Oh, I get it. The people are the monsters. But I'd still like to see some kaiju fights. Roll the intro. Our series begins on Skull Island with older Dr. Rando running from a giant spider. He throws a Monarch bag into the ocean before being saved by a giant crab. Monsterverse, you know? But before he does, he leaves a message for his son just in case he doesn't make it back. It doesn't seem like they have the best relationship, and of course we know what ends up happening to him.
Oh shit.
In 2013, 1 year before the attack on San Francisco in the first Godzilla, a Japanese fisherman finds the bag Dr. Randa threw into the water decades before. After the opening credits, we see a woman on a flight to Tokyo. She's going to bury her father, who it would seem she also didn't have the greatest relationship with. We see that this woman, Kate, who is played by Anna Savai, who also plays Naomi in Pachinko, is suffering from PTSD from the San Francisco attack, where she was on a school bus on the Golden Gate Bridge. Literally the worst place to be in a Godzilla attack. In the cab, we learn that people are making money off the monster business.
Big business now.
And that some people don't even believe that Godzilla exists.
San Francisco was a hoax. They did it with CGI.
She gets to her father's home and finds out that he has another family in Japan. A real jerk move. But now we're gonna flash to Kazakhstan, 1959. We see the first two Monarch scientists accompanied by a soldier. The scientists are played by Anders Holmes from Workaholics and Mari Yamamoto, who killed it as Hana on Pachinko. The soldier is played by Wyatt Russell, who plays Lieutenant Leland Shaw. They're trying to prove the Hollow Earth theory that we now know exists because of Godzilla vs. Kong.
We come back proving the network is real, and then our theory is not just some insane fantasy.
They find a boy hunting that tells him that it's all a hoax and that he doesn't believe what the government is saying. They get to the quarantine facility and find out that there's no radiation there.
That's impossible. We detected it 1,000 miles downrange. We should be standing at ground zero.
Back to 2015, everyone's coming to terms with the father's lies. It turns out he was keeping everyone in the dark. Back in 59, their search continues. It seems like they know more now about the Titans than they know a decade later in the movie Skull Island, meaning that Dr. Randa was keeping a lot of secrets. The scientists set off charges and proved their theory, but it also seems like they opened up some sort of cavern. Back with Kate, the Titan attack alarm is going off and everyone is rushing for the shelter. They don't know if it's a drill or not, and she's starting to get really uncomfortable. She has flashbacks to the bridge as she tries to get her students off the school bus while Godzilla is attacking and destroying everything. But unfortunately, she's only able to save a few. Her PTSD is causing her to have a panic attack, but she's comforted by her dad's other wife. In 1959, they're exploring the hole that just opened up and they find Motu eggs. Lieutenant Shaw says that this is a bad idea, but the scientists insist on going to get samples, as scientists do.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Feeling's right.
The Japanese scientist wants to go down and she says it'll only take 5 minutes, so he reluctantly goes with her to collect genetic material. At the shelter in 2015, they're given the all clear. Her dad's other wife invites Kate over for tea, but she says no.
You think our father was so bad?
Her new brother takes them to their father's office, and it turns out they have very different views of their father. But during all of this, they find a hidden safe in his office, confirming that there's even more secrets. The code to the safe is a part of everyone's birth date.
Your birth month, my day, your mother's month, my mom's day.
So their dad was really twisted up in all of these secrets. In the safe, they find Dr. Randa's Monarch bag from all those years ago. The symbol gives her another flashback to seeing a Monarch agent on the day of the attack. They didn't help her or anyone. They just stood by and took their scientific readings. So her brother takes her to meet a woman named May to get the info off of these old hard drives. And it would seem that they also have a very complicated relationship.
Is that what this relationship is now?
But they head to May's place. When they hack into the hard drive, it alerts the agents at Monarch.
So, do you want me to kick this up to Verdugo?
Meaning someone is now on their way to find them. Kate explains what she remembers about Monarch to May and her brother.
People were trapped, dying, and these guys were taking pictures.
She also remembers back to 2014 to right after the attack. Her father gets them tickets out of San Francisco, but leaves with no explanation.
Tell her, Mom, I love her. I love you both.
They later find out that he died in Alaska in a plane crash. But while searching through the files, they find out that they are the Japanese scientist's grandchildren. In 1959, they get down into the hole near the eggs, but the eggs hatch, and unfortunately, the Japanese scientist is taken by these insect monsters and disappears down into the darkness. If you don't subscribe, Godzilla might attack a city near you. I mean, it could help. Let's get back to the video. Episode 2 starts in 1952 with Shaw getting in trouble for fighting in a bar. I don't know if it's a punishment, but he's assigned to escort a Japanese scientist, and he's not very excited about it.
You must be his daughter?
When finding out that this scientist is a woman, he starts off by being super sexist.
I am Lieutenant Leland Lafayette Shaw III, but you can call me Lee.
But she holds her own, and they head off to investigate a plane that crashed under mysterious circumstances. But she explains it a lot more scientifically.
Okay then, starting to get the feeling you don't really want me around here.
In Tokyo 2015, Kentaro wakes up and he's not happy about the things that have come to light in the last few days. He puts his suit on and heads off to work, but instead he turns and heads to his father's office. He starts to look for more clues about who his father really was, but eventually he lashes out and starts to destroy things, but manages to find more files using the keys Kate brought with her from America. He finds Shaw's file, information on a senior living facility, and a roll of film that says Philippines 1952. Back in 1952, Shaw and Dr. Mira are still not completely clicking.
Your English is very good.
It came in handy when I did my postgraduate work at Berkeley.
But at least maybe they're coming to some understanding.
Oh, you want me to lie and pretend that's not the way things are?
I guess maybe an understanding is also kind of pushing it. Dr. Mira hears something in the jungle, and out walks a young Dr. Randa. After the initial shock, they decide to work together.
Easy.
Sorry, I've never seen one before.
Well, at least the two doctors do. In 2015, Monarch is starting to catch up with Kate and the gang. One of the agents makes contact but really fumbles the intro. So eventually he just spills everything.
I work for Monarch. You're not in trouble. Not yet.
She tries to run but gets caught by a real agent and is taken into their car. But she has a panic attack after they give her the black bag treatment and the car crashes.
Let me out. Let me out.
She's able to get away, and across town we see that her brother still isn't making any headway with May.
I grabbed onto you to keep my head above water and you didn't want to drown. I get it.
And without talking to anyone else, May is still hacking all of the files. The police don't believe Kate, and she's left with no other choice but to find her brother or May. So, May it is. Kentaro gets home and finds his mother looking at old pictures. They talk about his father, and she manages to cheer him up a little, and he finds a picture of Shaw. Back in 1952, Randa is trying to explain his theories about local myths. Shaw doesn't like Randa and tries to get rid of him, but only ends up getting himself sent home.
I didn't ask for you. I don't need you, and I don't want you.
But it turns out Randa is actually onto something because his research lines up with Dr. Mira's. That's whenever they find Randa's ship that he talked about on Skull Island.
You heard of the USS Lawton? Neither did the public.
Now in 2015, Kate is scared. She has no one that she can trust, and she finally finds her way to May's apartment, but the Monarch guy is already there. May is able to grab her before she gets caught, and they slip away quietly. So the Monarch guy goes to Kentaro's apartment and tries to pressure them for the files. His mother passes him a picture of Shaw, and he sneaks out the back. But right when he's almost free,
Oh, shit.
they see who his father is, and they take off after him. May gets her Go Pack out of a locker,
Who are you, Jason Bourne?
and they meet Kentaro, who knows a place they can go, or at least someone that just might be able to help. In 52, Randa and Mira walk around the Lawton as he explains that it disappeared from Pearl Harbor in 1943.
That's 5,000 miles from here.
Exactly.
He finds his old bunk and his baseball cap that you see in episode 1. That's when Miro realizes that he was a sailor on this ship, and he still seems to be haunted by it to this day.
Who else survived?
Only me.
And that's when Shaw sees something in the sky and knows that he has to get back. They find some organic stuff on the walls and the bodies of his fellow crew members stuck in some goo. In 2015, our three new friends go to meet Shaw, now an older man played by Wyatt Russell's father, the famous Kurt Russell. Shaw plays it cool, but eventually May finds a camera hidden in the bush, and it turns out that he's a prisoner in this place.
Oh, this place is what Monarch euphemistically refers to as secure asset management.
He cuts off his ankle monitor and gives them the option to go find some answers. In 52, they're finding more and more of this goo, and the ship starts to get attacked by a Motu. Young Shaw gets there just in time and saves Randa and Mira, only for all of them to be forever changed by seeing their very first Motu. Well, their first recorded Motu. A giant dragon bird thing that almost eats them.
It's incredible.
Hey everyone, I'm stuck in this box until we get to 10,000 subscribers. Please help me get out of the box. Please. Please.